Alright, welcome back for another match of this Pauper League with Burn. We're going to keep. Um, this hand is really good, especially because if we're on the draw against an aggro deck, we get to use Searing Blaze to its full potential. Alright, so we're going to Lava Spike. Looks like we're up against White Weenie. White Weenie um, has always been a pretty indifferent matchup with Burn. You know, it's not great, it's not bad, it's just somewhere quite in between. No, you should have attacked me. Why didn't you attack me? So now here's the problem with Searing Blaze. I really want to play Thermo Alchemist because I think that's actually going to be a lot more fruitful. But then I waste the potential 3 damage of Searing Blaze while I'm at it. But I think not Searing Blaze and playing Thermo Alchemist, since it blocks both. Well, it doesn't block this because of that, but it blocks this, which is big. So if okay, so that probably signals my opponent has a Core Skyfisher in their hand. Hopefully you don't see a Journey here. Of course we do, because because why not? Um, Opponent correctly used the Acacian Javelinarian, and a Therium Inspector. Okay, another Searing Blaze. Oh, that's not good. Um, let's see. If I keep so now we're at a crossroads because of the fact that I don't have a third land, so I can't go like suspend Rift Bolt, Searing Blaze, or I can't go like I can't really use Needle Drop. I have 11 damage here, but I mean this also deals 4 to me, so kind of unfortunate. I think I just say go when I use Searing Blaze on the Acacian Javelineer. And this is one of the reasons why um, I hate Searing Blaze in this deck, because you're kind of just off balance because you're only playing 18 lands. You're not playing the extra 2 lands to play the fetch lands. It makes Searing Blaze really, really bad. But I mean, don't get me wrong. When Searing Blaze is good, it's good. But other than that, it's not my favorite of spells. All right, so we're gonna take 3 here. Opponent's gonna go to 16. We're gonna go to 13. God, how does my opponent just have the journey? Is that what it feels like to just have it all? I haven't had that feeling in a long time. That's not true. I had that feeling yesterday when I was cubing, but jeez. So again, now I could Searing Blaze again. Let's see, put my opponent to 13 to 12, and then I have 8 damage. But I'm gonna go to 9. It is just not looking good. The other thing is you can't use your Searing Blaze on your opponent's turn. That's another thing that really makes it worse, is that in this format it's literally just a sorcery that requires you to get a land, or else it's actually just bad. I think here I have to suspend the Rift Bolt and pass the turn. I don't think I have a choice. And then if I draw a land, I can Searing Blaze, and I'll put my opponent. What's going to happen here is I'm going to end up drawing the game. I'm probably going to end up like going Flame Rift, and then uh retaining priority and fire blasting my opponent in response. That's probably what's going to happen here. Alright, well, if my opponent's just playing a couple Squadron Hawks, I guess that's not bad. Because if I get the Searing Blaze one of the creatures and I go to 5, I don't die to Flame Rift, which will be quite huge. Never mind. Forget what I just said. So had I not played that Thermal Alchemist, my opponent would be at 10 right now. Um, I may actually be winning, so that is something to keep in mind. And alright, so I can Searing Blade. So if my opponent my opponent has a Squadron Hawk in hand. If my opponent has something like Rally, then I'm dead. And I can't kill this because then it just comes back. So I'm just gonna kill this Thraben Inspector and then Needle Drop my opponent. And I can draw the game next turn, assuming I don't draw a burn spell. Um, so that is something. Assuming I don't. Okay. If I hit any one of my creatures, a land or Searing Blaze, I can draw the game at the very worst. So I suppose that counts for something. Am I dead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I got a 1. I go to 1. My opponent plays their last Squadron Hawk. Never mind, they play a Leonin Scimitar, whatever the heck that is. Skyhunter. So, alright, so we drew a land, so now we just draw the game. And I could have won this game, probably had I played better, but I did not. I can get my opponent to 1. That sucks. 1 and 2. And draw the game, unfortunately. That's where if I didn't go for that Thermo Alchemist, I would have won the game. So that is something to think about. But then again, if my opponent didn't have... Because their last card in hand is a... good game to draw. I've never actually drawn a Magic Online, I don't think. So in this matchup, Martyr of Ashes is okay, but it's not at its best because they have so many flyers. Flame Rift is not at its best, and neither is Needle Drop. So we're gonna just bring in 3 Incinerate, and that'll be that. So yes, you could bring in Martyr of Ashes, but the problem is Martyr of Ashes is not going to kill a lot of things because most of their creatures are actually in the air, as you saw. So my opponent's last card in there was a Squadron Hawk. So out of all the cards they drew 1 in 4. They drew 1 in 4 of a Journey to Nowhere. If they didn't draw the Journey to Nowhere, I would have won the game many turns earlier. And then because of that, because they drew the 1 Journey to Nowhere, I had to draw the game. But on the flip side, it could also be, well, can you win the game without playing Thermo Alchemist? Or can your opponent kill you faster than you can win without the Thermo Alchemist? And I mean, if they have the 1 Journey to Nowhere, they have it, and it's unfortunate, but it's what happens, so I think the plays are very, very debatable. Very debatable. So, if a game ends in a draw, I'm not exactly sure, like, who gets to choose to play or draw first. Okay, it re-rolled, and I lost the flip, and I lost the roll. Got it. Gonna keep this hand. This hand's pretty good. You do get the sideboard, I know that, but... Alright, so we're just gonna Chain Lightning. Opponent did not start out with a 1-drop, which is interesting. So, like I said, you want to play your sorceries as fast as you can, then you want to play your creatures, and then you want to play your sorceries, and then your instants, of course. 2 mana for Squadron Hawk. Core Skyfisher, Squadron Hawk. It's amazing how this little guy warped the format for a while. If anybody played during Caw-Blade Summer. Or, who am I kidding? It was just the year of Caw-Blade. This crap again, huh? Alright, well, I want to get as much use out of Searing Blaze as I can, so I'm just gonna Searing Blaze the crap out of my opponent. I think guaranteed on the play you probably want more Flame Rifts, but that's old school. Another Fire Blast is not terrible. Is it better to play Keldon Marauders here? I think it is. While my opponent does get to attack with Vigilance, I think not taking 3, getting the 2 damage out of the Keldon Marauders right now is actually just potent. Is better than playing Curse the Pierce Heart. Have 10 damage in hand so far. Core Skyfisher, most likely bouncing back a land. This picture actually looks really beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. That is a very, very beautiful picture. And that little guy. Alrighty. Alright, so kill that dude. And now we're a land away from winning, assuming my opponent doesn't do something stupid. Play Curse, pass the turn. Put you to 11, yep. Really sucks when you actually want to draw land in the burn deck. Because then it's just like, it goes against everything the burn deck stands for. And equip, I assume? Yep. Alrighty. I wouldn't have equipped to that, but I guess it's fine because I'm tapped out, but I wouldn't have equipped because you don't want the thing that can be lightning bolted. Alright. Suspend Rift Bolt. Pass the turn. Put you to 10. So, we do actually have my opponent dead, as it were. And now I'm going to take, what is it, 3, 7, 8? Yep. Take 8. So my opponent was kind of hesitant there for a second. I don't know if they have a Prismatic Strands. They very well could. If I draw a land, I'll be able to kill them in response with the Fire Blast. So we'll have to see. Maybe my opponent will go Prismatic Strands now. Yeah, they do. That sucks because, again, if I drew a second land last turn, I would be able to win the game. Because I'm actually dead next turn. I don't think there's any way that I can win that doesn't involve me just getting completely screwed here. Because I could bolt this in response and then Fire Blast that, but then I'm down to 1 land, and my opponent's a 10 with the Prismatic Strands in the graveyard, and then I could draw another Lightning Bolt that if my opponent screws up and then doesn't switch this to this, then I can't live, or then I can't live. Yep, there's really nothing I can do. You're basically seeing all the problems with burn, as it were. You know, that may change it. That may change it. It may change it a little bit, but I highly doubt it. Because, I guess I can bolt this, but then at any point if my opponent leaves this untapped, I can't really win. Yeah. You see, right now you're seeing all the problems, you know, with burn is, getting unlucky by drawing all your spells in the wrong order, not drawing enough of one particular thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna scoop here, and here's why. So I can bolt this in response now, and my opponent can then go Prismatic Strands to... Okay, so, well, I'm going to bolt this in response, and my opponent is going to let it die. And then my opponent is going to equip the Bone Splitter to the Thraben Inspector. Attack me. I'm going to chump and go to 2. No matter... And then I probably will draw a land. And then, yes, I could theoretically Fire Blast my opponent to death, but this Prismatic Strands will still be in the graveyard, and because it's so easy to flash it back, I will die the next turn of damage. So I'm gonna make sure my opponent sees it, because I know I'm very, very certain they do. It's really very easy to see. Yeah. So obviously fog effects are a problem. Getting a little unlucky is a problem. White Weenie has always been a bad matchup for Burn, as you can see, because but since my opponent's playing Razor Golem, maybe bringing in Martyr of Ashes is actually good, but I think Flaring Pain is probably just better. I think you just want to kill your opponent rather than just race, and I think that I think Searing Blaze is just not where I want to be. Again, I hate the card so much in this format. In Modern, it's great because you get fetch lands. In this format, it sucks because you don't get fetch lands. It's literally like landfall sorcery, deal 3 your creature, deal 3 to the face. That's great. And then it says if you don't draw a land, feel bad, feel very bad. Oh right, I guess my opponent could save it and then. Well, no, I don't die. All right. So my opponent is saving it, which is interesting. Unfortunately, this untaps, but I can't do anything with it. Alright, so I try to bolt it, and it doesn't do anything. So my opponent can now bounce back a land, replay it, and play a Journey, and then I could kill this, and then I can't win anymore. So they kept in Journey to Nowhere, which again, Thermal Alchemist is still good. It's just, you know, when it lives, it's good. When it doesn't live, it's bad. So, I still think Thermal Alchemist is good. I still think it's good. I'm gonna take out Searing Blaze, and I'm gonna bring these two back in, but I'm also going to bring in Flaring Pain now, and take out. I guess I'll take out a Flame Rift and a Curse because actually those are the two slowest cards. Nah, I'll take out a Fire Blast actually, and I'll leave in a Flame Rift on the play. This hand's really slow. If I was on the draw, I would actually highly consider mulliganing. But since I'm on the draw, I think it's fine to keep here. See what my opponent wants to do. Alright. Play a land, and unfortunately, pass the turn. So... Oh, Bowling Mulligan is 6. Alright. We're just going to go ahead and play Keldon Marauders. Always want to play your creatures first. Always want to get that over with. You just want your creatures to do as much as they possibly can do. Cycle Secluded Step, yep. So, if I win this game, technically I should be 2-1 because I should have won game 1. If I lose this game, it's kind of like I lost the match 1-2 anyway. That's how I think I get to look at it. I don't know if I made any mistakes in the previous game. I very well could have. Burn is really not a very easy deck. Oh, that sucks. Because now my opponent gets a free block. And their dude goes back. But I think I still attack anyway. Opponent might not block, I guess. To keep it as a 2-2 in case I have Searing Blaze, which would be very, very understandable. Nope, they blocked. That was basically the, well, I suppose I could not block in this scenario, blah blah. I'm just gonna block and play it safe. It's usually what happens. It's like against burn. It's always like, well, I could do this, this, and that. I'll just play it safe. Yep, take two. And a Razor Golem, alright. So this is maybe something where Smash the Smithereens could be good to kill Bone Splitter and Razor Golem, but I don't necessarily think so. I could easily be wrong about that. This, of course, would be a scenario where Martyr of Ashes would be a little better, but Martyr of Ashes doesn't really do much here. Alright. Well, I'm just going to attach that. Put my opponent to 12. We'll have double Fire Blast now. We'll see how that goes for me. Double Fire Blast and 4 lands this time as well. So what my opponent may not know is they can actually just keep up Prismatic Strands for the rest of the game while attacking me for 4 turns. But they might not know that. Alrighty. Draw a burn spell. Oy vey. Alright. Oh, God. I think I even took out a Fire Blast. I still drew it. Yep. Yep. Take, what is it, 9? Yep, take 9. Oh, nope, there's the third land for Prismatic Strands. I wasn't going to Fire Blast in response anyway, so didn't really make a difference. Keldon Marauders. Go. Take 1 opponent. Take that. Why can't I be at 5? Or, actually, why can't I be at 6? Being at 6 would just be the perfect scenario. Sure. Why can't my opponent be at 4? Then I can actually win the game. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want my opponent to be at. I want them to be at 4. Draw 3 Fire Blast. I guess that's just something that happens. I apologize if you guys can hear my cat. My cat is screaming outside my door. Fire Blast you! Normally this would be the win, but it isn't. It isn't. You gotta laugh about it. I mean, come on, this is pretty funny. It is pretty funny to, to draw 3 Fire Blasts in that one special spot where where anything else would have been better. Oh well, I guess Curse the Pierce Heart, or obviously a land, would not have been better. Anything else would have been a little less annoying. Why couldn't you be Flaring Pain? Look at this. He's even looking at me. He's laughing. Come on, man. You have a Prismatic Strands or not? Oh my god, I won the game. Yeah. Alright. So I would have won the match. So on the draw, Searing Blaze is probably not as good. Wait, what am I talking about? On the draw, Searing Blaze is probably better. Ignore what I just said. I still think keeping 3 Fire Blasts is correct. Kind of want... sorry. Kind of want to take a more controlling route. So I think Needle Drop can probably come out for more Searing Blazes. The question is, do I want to bring in Martyr of Ashes? The problem is I don't think Martyr of Ashes is necessarily better than anything else. I could take out like 2 Keldon Marauders and for 2 Martyrs. Yeah, I suppose that is something I could do. And then just go back in with it. Alright, this hand's good. We get to Chain Lightning my opponent, and then we have the option of going... That's F6 while I was trying to keep, that's great. You have the option of going either Keldon Marauders or Searing Blaze. So that is something that's good. Alright, so I think here I'm going to just leave up Lightning Bolt, and the reason for that is I think it curves me out better. It sucks that I'm going to use a Lightning Bolt on a creature, but I think... Well, now it doesn't suck, actually. But I think being able to go Keldon Marauders with a clear board, and then if I draw a land, I get to go Searing Blaze is just gravy. Okay, so we're curving out... What the heck just happened? We're curving out pretty well. So we'll get to see how that happens. And my opponent can't go Razor Golem, so that's good. My opponent brought in Sunlance. Alrighty then. Okay, I can stop drawing lands now. Wait till somebody says, like, comments on one of my videos and says, you know, Arctic, you could always play Evolving Wilds in your deck, so you get a fetch land with Searing Blaze. You're right, I could do that. Alright, so we get to Searing Blaze the crap out of my opponent's core Skyfishiare. Yes, excuse how stupid I'm saying that word. Okay, well, I guess now drawing the 2 Fire Blast is not a terrible thing. I'm going to keep the Chain Lightning in my hand. I don't think I need to cast it right now. I'm just going to pass. I have 11 damage in my hand. If I draw a burn spell next turn, any burn spell that isn't Fire Blast, or Searing Blaze, I suppose, I win the game. Does Searing Blaze not win it? So, yeah, Searing Blaze does not win it. Alright. Of course. Of course. Why couldn't it be the third Fire Blast there? Then it would have been really funny. Take 3. Don't worry. Be happy. Here's golem number 2. Oh! I guess I could put my opponent to 1. And then, they die off of this, so that's something. 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. Pass. You have his drag strange, your upkeep. You need 2 of them. Come on, opponent. What you got? Let's go. I'm gonna pause. Alright, my opponent had it the whole time. Take 6. Yeah! Go, Martyr, go! If you were Keldon Marauders, you would have won the game! Everything that has gone wrong, everything that could go wrong in this match has gone wrong. Oh, man, I apologize if I am annoying anybody with how I'm doing with this match, but, you know. Yes! Alright. Well, so, what that was showing in this game was basically just, you know, how sometimes Burn can just out-control the opponent. And yes, it did show there why Searing Blaze it can be a very good card. But as you saw, most of the time Searing Blaze can also be a bad card. I did curve out very well. I drew 2 Fire Blasts, which was very huge. It also kind of showed why Curse of the Pierceheart is very good there, because now my opponent had to do Prismatic Strands in the upkeep, in their upkeep, and then they didn't have a land to play a 1-drop, so they couldn't replay this. So, if I had drawn a burn spell there, I would have been able to kill my opponent, haha. And because of Curse of the Pierced Heart, they also died on their upkeep, which just made it even more, you know, more lethal. So, alright, thanks for watching that one, and I'll see you back for another match. Stay tuned.